On the behalf of Cambrian Public School, I wish you all a very happy Gandhi Jayanti. Today is the 152nd birth anniversary of the father of our nation, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. To pay homage to Gandhiji, let us recall some of the major events of his life which not only turned his destiny but also the destiny of our nation. Once, when Gandhiji was in school, and we all know that India was under British rule, and he was perplexed as to why these Britishers, being so little in number, can control a huge country like India. His friend told Gandhiji it was because the Britishers eat meat, and told him if we become meat eaters, we will be able to drive them out. That made a great impression on Mohan's mind, and he started eating meat without telling his family. He was not happy about his decisions. He was full of remorse and guilt and soon gave up eating meat. Sometime later, he stole a piece of gold from the gold bracelet that his brother wore. But soon after, his heart filled with remorse, he resolved not to steal again. As the guilt was not letting him sleep, he was tensed, his mind was not at peace. He resolved to tell about these things to his father. He wrote down a confession of his crime on a piece of paper and gave it to his father when he was sick. His father read the letter and, without uttering a word, tore up the paper with a deep sigh. Mohan was deeply grieved. Tears rolled down his cheeks. He saw the power of truth, and from that day, telling the truth became a passion for him.
Having studied law in England, Gandhiji in 1893 went to South Africa in connection with a case involving his client Dada Abdullah, a Gujarati merchant. In South Africa, he witnessed the ugly face of white racism and the humiliation and contempt to which Asians who had gone to South Africa as laborers were subjected. He decided to stay in South Africa to organize the Indian workers to enable them to fight for their rights. Gandhiji was forcibly removed from the whites only carriage on a train in Pietermaritzburg for not obeying laws that segregated each carriage according to race. Gandhiji implemented strategies of passive resistance to protest against these policies. A new legislation in South Africa made it compulsory for Indians and other Asians to carry all the time certificate of registration with their fingerprints. The Indians, under the leadership of Gandhiji, retaliated by publicly burning their registration certificates. All this showed up the South African government in a bad light. In the end, there was a compromise settlement. During this phase, Gandhiji relied on sending petitions and memorials to the authorities in South Africa and in Britain, hoping that once the authorities were informed of the plight of Indians, they would take sincere steps to redress their grievances, as the Indians were, after all, British subjects. To unite different sections of Indians, he set up the Natal Indian Congress in 1894 and started a paper, Indian Opinion. The earlier campaign was widened to include protest against a new legislation imposing restrictions on Indian migration. In August 1905, Indians defied this law by crossing over Natal to Transvaal and by refusing to produce licenses. During the course of March, Gandhiji was arrested twice, released, arrested a third time, and sent to jail. The morale of the workers, however, was very high and they continued the march till they were put into trains and sent back to Natal, where they were prosecuted and sent to jail. As it became rather difficult to sustain the high pitch of struggle, Gandhiji decided to devote all his attention to the struggle. The Tolstoy Farm was founded in 1910. Gandhiji's objective in this context was to inculcate the ideals of social service and citizenship, besides a healthy respect for manual work from the early formative years itself. The farm worked till 1913. He stayed there till 1914, after which he returned to India.
Let us recall the event of salt satyagraha. Britishers imposed tax on Indian salt and a series of salt laws was passed by the British government. The tax raised the price of the Indian salt and made it difficult for the Indians, especially the poor people, to buy the salt they needed. The salt laws made it illegal for Indians to collect, produce, or sell salt. Anyone who sold or produced salt other than the Britishers could be imprisoned for 6 months. Gandhiji and many others found the imposition of salt tax and restriction on salt production unfair. They decided to protest against it. He said, "Next to air and water, salt is perhaps the greatest necessity of life." Gandhiji organized the Dandi March from Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad to the seaside village in the south of Gujarat. It started on the 12th of March 1930 with Gandhiji and 73 people. Along the 240 miles from Ahmedabad to Dandi, thousands and thousands of people from all over the India joined the march to protest British rule, the high taxes, and the unfairness of not being allowed to produce and sell their own salt. Gandhiji and his followers walked 12 miles each day and reached Dandi in 3 weeks. He called it a battle of right against the might. At the end of the march, Gandhiji picked up some grains of salt from the seashore and took a pledge. "With these crystals of salt, I am going to shake the foundation of the British Empire." With Dandi March, Gandhiji launched the civil disobedience movement against the British Empire. Following the Dandi March, 80,000 Indians with Gandhiji were jailed. Gandhiji's Dandi Yatra got wide news coverage and proved to be a turning point in the history of India's independence movement that led to the independence in 1947. Simple act of injustice. Gandhiji shook the entire foundation of the British Empire in India. He showed that if working together, people of conviction and courage, even if they are small and powerless, each as a grain of salt, it can make an enormous difference. Albert Einstein rightly said that generations to come, but it will be scarcely believed that such a man like this would ever walk on earth in flesh and blood.
जन्म से मृत्यु के बीच का फासला ही जीवन काल कहलाता है। इतिहास उन्हें ही याद रखता है जिन्होंने इस काल अवधि में परिवर्तन के पदचिन्ह स्थापित किए हैं। राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी एक ऐसे ही महान विभूति, विचारक और संत हुए जिन्होंने सिर्फ भारत ही नहीं बल्कि दुनिया को सत्य और अहिंसा का संदेश दिया। दक्षिण अफ्रीका में रंग भेद का विरोध हो, 1917 का चंपारण सत्याग्रह हो या फिर 1942 का भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन हो, सर्वत्र गांधी जी के नेतृत्व का प्रभाव स्पष्ट दृष्टिगोचर है। 150 साल के बाद भी गांधी जी का प्रत्येक विचार प्रासंगिक है, जीवंत है। यह सच है कि परिस्थितियां बदली हैं, मूल्यों में छिजन आया है। देश और दुनिया में गांधी मार्ग तो बहुत है, लेकिन गांधी जी के मार्ग पर चलने वालों की संख्या बहुत कम है। सत्य, अहिंसा और सेवा का मार्ग चुनकर स्वयं, समाज, देश और पूरी मानवता के उद्धार का संकल्प लेना ही यही गांधी जी के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि होगी। महान विभूति को मेरा शत शत प्रणाम। आप सभी को गांधी जयंती की ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।